Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here, and today with Toonami's ratings from August 15th, 2020. Let's start with the top of the block. At midnight, you had Batman Year 1 at a 0.25, and at 1:30 you had Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 at a 0.23. Overall, this was another pretty solid night for the block. This was definitely this week, as you can tell from the two things I mentioned, was the first of two weekends in a row where we're going to have Batman movies. And this was definitely a calculated risk taken by Toonami as part of the DC fandom. So really, it's more of a calculated risk by Warner than Toonami. Toonami probably had no real say about putting these movies on. Warner's like, hey, got to support the brand here. And we know you air these action shows, so how about a couple of our Batman action animated movies? That's probably how things really went down. But overall, this was a very solid rated week. And actually, the Batman Year 1 was the second, and Dark Knight Returns Part 1 was the fourth highest rated cable quote unquote premieres of Saturday. Only thing they lost to that was number one, if you're wondering, was a UFC Fight Night prelims on ESPN, and it barely beat them out too. So we weren't that far out from possibly having Toonami for the first time I could ever imagine actually having the number one show on cable for Saturday night. So we were actually pretty close to only 400s off from that. And overall, like I said, this was a calculated risk. You can't take too much into these ratings because it's temporary. Because, yeah, we'll have another weekend of Batman movies this upcoming Saturday. But at the same time, past that, we're back to our normal schedule again. And it's interesting to see how many people stick around afterwards. I mentioned last week that in theory, this is probably a good thing for the block because the block really wasn't in great shape, especially for all the reruns they had to put on the block, and with the fact how a lot of dubbing was going on slowly at best, so that you had a show like Black Clover was about to run out of episodes. Good news on that front that for back-to-back weekends, Funimation had new episodes out. I think we're up to like 3 or 4 episode buffer right now. We only had like a 1 or 2 episode buffer not that long ago. So already that gamble seems to kind of be paying off for Toonami. And also, like I said, next week, two more Batman movies. And it's going to be interesting to see where those ratings are going to go. It's tempting to say you'll see similar numbers. However, I have a hunch that it's actually going to go down a little bit because, again, a lot of people, even with as very thorough, Konami had a very thorough advertising campaign for these movies. Like, if you're paying attention to Cartoon Network or Konami's social media, this should have not come as a surprise that there were Batman movies on this past Saturday night. They made it very clear. But again, a lot of people, they don't really follow Toonami's social media. So you have a lot of people who just they just tune it on to Cartoon Network at midnight to watch Dragon Ball Super because that's the first show on. And then when they saw that Dragon Ball Super wasn't on, they probably made it to like a commercial break and then changed it. And the reason why I emphasize commercial break there is because of how Nielsen ratings are calculated. They're calculated by taking the ratings of people watching during the commercial breaks. So interesting enough, even if you have a Nielsen box, which not that many people do. So by the way, even if you don't have a Nielsen box, you kind of don't matter for these ratings because that's what they're just following. And even if you do have a Nielsen box, if you're just changing it like, oh, I'll be back in a couple minutes as a commercial, see what's going on in the game, you're technically not being counted, which is an interesting deal. And if you make it through like the first commercial break or so, that would pump up the ratings a bit. And I could see a lot of people making it 8-9 minutes, seeing if it was some type of short. And if it wasn't, then they saw it's like, well, it's just gonna be a full length movie. Dragon Ball Super isn't gonna be on, and they just change it to something else. And again, that's gonna be interesting to see how much of an impact that is next week. My prediction is that we will go from what this week was of a 0.25 to a 0.23 to a 0.22 and a 0.20. Small drop. It still should keep both movies in the top 10 for the week. And that's another interesting thing about Toonami is that also with the current kind of slump Toonami's been in, I've seen the ratings for the shows. If you superimposed them onto like the top cable ratings chart, you would see like the best shows go from like being like a solid top 10, kind of creeping to like maybe top 20, and even have some shows that would be on the block that wouldn't even be in the top 50 anymore. And that was a trend I was starting to notice. However, interesting to see if like these 2 weeks, of Batman movies will serve as kind of a hard reset of the block and maybe end up helping the ratings in the long term. However, that remains to be seen. And I don't want to give too many predictions about this because I have a tendency to be very, very wrong with my predictions, especially with regards to the ratings of the block. So again, what do you guys think? Did you like the Batman movies this past weekend? Are you excited for more Batman movies this upcoming weekend? What do you think? What's your opinions on what's going on right now with Toonami? I love reading them. If you like this, if you want more Toonami animated content, whatever, please like, please comment, and subscribe. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.